So to my Ecolog class, Mr. G, the fan. All right, so I did my internship at MIT Athletic Department, and so an average day for me was broken up into three different sections. So the first part I would do like the business aspect, and the second part, the middle of the day, I would do the customer service or like helping out like fix the facilities and stuff. And then the end of the day I would do like personal training. I would shadow personal training and stuff. So with the business aspect, my dad runs the MIT summer day camp. So some of the things that I would do were I would like read emails of like kids who want to be like a counselor and like are sending in their resume and stuff, and I would either like I would help them draft emails to like counselors who were there who he wants to fire or counselors who he wants to hire back, and I would also help him like pick out which counselors were good, like which resumes I thought fit like the day camp and stuff like that, and then I also helped my dad with payroll with the employees and stuff. So he helps. He does like payroll for like lifeguards and like people who work the desks at the gym and stuff like that. Then the customer service part, I did two places. So the first place I did was the ice rink, and at MIT they require you to take like physical education class for I think at least like 2 years or something. And so one of the options is the ice rink, like learning how to skate and stuff. So I would work like the desk there. They would give me their card. I would make sure they have like a green dot, which is like they signed up for the class and stuff. And then I would they would give me their size, and I would give them the skates. And then I would also there's a thing called free skate, which if you remember at MIT, you can either rent skates or bring your own. And renting skates is $8, so I would exchange the money for skates and make sure they had their MIT card, because you can't skate here unless you are a member or affiliated with MIT. Then the second part of my customer service I did at the MIT bubble in that big thing in the middle. So basically, like since obviously in the winter you can't really play tennis with the snow on the ground and it's cold and stuff, so they open a bubble up in the middle, and as long as you're a member at MIT, you can come in at any time. The only way that it's really crowded because we only have 4 courts, and a lot of people want to play, so you have to call me usually 48 hours ahead of time, and I would take your reservation down, I'd mark it in a book, and I'd confirm if you have the court and stuff like that. And also, we have a tennis pro there who works there, so if you ever want to have a lesson with him, then you would call me and I'd check his schedule and see if he could do it. So also another part of the job I did was the help fix the facilities. So like during the spring there'd be a lot of track meets and stuff, so I'd have to like get the sand pit ready and like help fix with the hurdles and like get the track like around the space cleared off and everything. And I'd also help fix the tennis courts to get ready for the varsity season. So I'd fix the nets, swap the nets every 2 weeks, and I'd also sweep the courts in the indoor arena to keep it like nice and clean. And also the third part was there's a sailing pavilion at MIT, which is like 10 minutes down the street, and I would help like change the sails like every week or so, and I would also at the bottom like of the boats, sailboats, is like there's a lot of screws and stuff, and they get like old and like rusty from like the Charles and stuff, so I'd have to like every week I'd have to change new bolts and stuff to make sure don't get too rusty and loose. And third part of my internship was the personal training part, which was my favorite part. So the first part of the year, I would shadow a personal trainer and like watch as like he trains someone and like get tips on like some good workouts and stuff like that. And he'd spend like 30 minutes with me every day, like kind of like tutoring me as to give me like ideas for like when I eventually want to possibly become certified as a personal trainer and stuff that I would need to learn to become one and to take the test at the end. And then the second part, my dad is a certified personal trainer, so he would actually give me like a lot of techniques and like sorry. He would give me a lot of like stuff to like use for my clients. Like we do like speed ladder stuff, we do like lifting stuff, upper body, lower body, and stuff like that for potential clients if I ever decide to become a personal trainer. And also every 2 weeks we'd I'd have to take a test, a different type of test, to which would help me like in studying to become certified as a personal trainer. And like every week he expected me to get a better grade on the test, and so that's when you know like you were improving and stuff. And so last part. So the goals I achieved here in my internship was I wanted to see if I definitely wanted to be certified as a personal trainer, and to see if that was a career path I eventually wanted to pursue when I got older. And for the most part, I would say it's definitely something that I'm interested in, maybe coming out of college and becoming certified, but I definitely wouldn't say I want it as, what I learned was that I definitely don't want it as like my #1 job. Like when I get older, I don't want to just be a trainer, but it would be cool to get certified and stuff. And also, some skills that I wanted to improve were my communication, my problem solving, and my organization skills. And these come mostly with the customer service, like communication, like if somebody, like if I gave them the wrong skates or something like that, like the communication aspect comes into play. Organization usually came with like payroll and stuff, like, and with the reading of the resumes, I had to like keep track of a lot of different emails and like sending emails and stuff like that. And then problem solving. One time I booked 2 people at the same time. This was like at the beginning, and they were both pissed off, but I used my charm and I had to, I convinced one of them to come a little bit later than the other one because they obviously didn't want to play, well, they couldn't play at the same time on the same court. And then the last part was just the overall experience of driving into Boston, dealing with traffic. I know it sounds like pretty lame, but like I wanted to just like get the overall experience of like driving into Boston, doing like a 5-hour work day and seeing if I liked it and stuff like that. And I would say it was a great learning experience, and you guys missed out because I said I don't know why everybody doesn't do Spark. I thought it was a great time and a good learning experience. So that's it.
So I'm going to ask Cedric and Joan if you go up and join Matt there for a few minutes. We got about 5 minutes for questions. And while these guys are going up, you guys want to start firing some questions out? Go for it. Down there? Yeah. Go for it.
Are you going to keep your hedge fund going?
I am.
How much did
The minimum is 100, so not too bad.
How's your hedge fund doing right now?
I've only been in markets for maybe a month, but I'm up 4 or 5% so far, which is actually decent, but it doesn't really show much. I mean, you gotta look at it once. I'll let you know.
So you remember successful hedge fund manager when you were doing your research, you know how to be successful?
There is one big field. I actually forget her name. There's one one, she's from the UK, and she's actually really successful, but I forget her name right now. But it is definitely mostly men. I only know one.
Jonah, you're pretty persuasive that hedge funds are good for hedge fund managers. How do they do for hedge fund investors?
Yeah, so I was going to talk about this a lot in my formal presentation, that hedge funds really get criticized a lot because you have these greedy, seemingly greedy guys. But really, I mean, right now hedge funds are still kind of tools for the rich, so it's hard to say like what it's going to do for you guys. But I mean, hedge funds are making people really happy. I mean, they're turning millionaires into billionaires. So, how can you not be happy? But some people say that like hedge funds provide market correction, and they kind of soften financial collapses in some way, because a lot of them go short in the market, which means they make money with the market actually going downwards. So if they're making money while people are, while the market is doing terribly, they kind of soften the effect of a financial collapse or a market correction.
A question for Cedric.
Yeah.
So a typical family like you in Boston, could you save money by making one of those aquaponics setups in your house?
Over time, and depending on what you want to grow, yeah, you can save money. But,
So like just by, the vegetables, to go out and buy vegetables.
yeah, because like it takes a while for the system to actually start itself. So you'd save money after you have the system running, but before that, like after you purchase it, you wouldn't really be saving anything.
Can you buy them or do you have to build them yourself?
I made one. Well, I designed one which you can build yourself. So it's like really something you just grab a bunch of like household tools like buckets, and just connect them together.
Well,
I'm going to post it on my website.
What about the solar panel? Can you get that easily? Is it easy?
No. Well, yeah, it is pretty easy. You can get one on Amazon that is specifically made to run a water pump. The one I made it like by myself. So it has like some unique aspects to it, like the diode and the capacitor. Yeah.
So Matt, you were working on IT around the time of the whole marathon bombing.
Yeah.
Can you speak to any of like the emotion you may have seen?
Yeah. Well, my dad was really good friends with the police officer who unfortunately died, and I think the next I think we saw him like 3 days after that, the head police chief, and he just came into my dad's office and like started to cry and stuff. So like it was like a pretty tough like thing to do, and like I had to help set up like because there was like millions of people coming to like honor him at the field. So I helped set up chairs and the stage and stuff, and just like the overall mood around the campus, it's like usually happy, and then that week it was just dead. Like not many people went out. Like it was just a lot of sadness and stuff like that. So, but it was good to be part of something like that to honor him and stuff like that. So, and I actually couldn't go that day unfortunately because there was so much traffic, but I was pretty glad that I got to help them set up for it. So.
A question for Matt.
Yeah.
You were talking about originally wanted to do personal training maybe full time, but did you say you might want to do it like part time?
Well, yeah. I mean, like so obviously you can have it as like a full-time job, which is like I talked to a lot of trainers at the gym, and most of them are full-time trainers, but there's also like you can get certified and do it as a part-time thing, like maybe pursue, like I want to major in business, so like I want to pursue a business career, but like being certified as a personal trainer is a good way to also like make money and stuff like that, like on the side. So
Are people doing that on the side of the facility you're working at?
well, not at MIT because it's a really demanding job, but at this gym that I work at I also work at a gym, not anymore, but I used to work at a gym at Beacon Hill, which is like right down the street from here, and a lot of the trainers there are like part-time, so they have other jobs, stuff like that, but they make a good like hourly wage and stuff and come in for a little bit, so it's like pretty good.
Any other questions? I think we're just about out of time. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks,